And Lonnie, guess what?
What?
There were college boys there
Oh, okay. We're not talking about this?
who were making
Oh.
googly eyes at Lindsey during
Jody's, we're on a podcast right now.
Don't worry, this is gonna make the outtakes.
this
Hello and welcome to Disney with the Ducks. I'm your host for tonight, Lonnie G, and I'm joined by two very special ducks. Number one, everyone's favorite, you know it, she's here. Jody B, how are you today?
Hi, Lonnie G. Hi, friends. I'm great. How are you?
Better than I deserve. And we have, fresh off of her latest assignment, our roving reporter. And literally, we had so many people following along on the socials because they wanted to hear from her. She gave you news that you can use, and she's here today. Lindsey, how are you today?
I am doing great. I'm doing awesome. Yes.
Outstanding. So, guys, this is episode 211. It's a special show because we had our reporter there, and she's come back to the show to share her thoughts. She went to flower and garden and butterflies and bees and all the stuff that Jean says it is. And she, as I said, as you follow on the social, she gave you some great reviews of the food items. But she's going to talk about something very special, and that is some restaurant reviews and a very special thing that both Jody B and Lindsey did. And we'll talk about that in a second. But before we do, I referenced the socials many times. Please feel free to join us. We're on Instagram at Disney with the Ducks. We're also on Facebook at Disney with the Ducks as well. Like I said, guys, if you're not on, you're missing some great reviews. And you missed Lindsey in her element, which was at flower and garden and bees and butterflies. So with that being said, we're going to get straight to it. This was a great trip. I think it was spring break trip for you, right, Lindsey?
Yes, it was spring break trip for me.
So
freshman college spring break.
Yes.
Freshman college spring break. Can't wait to hear about it. I know you guys, look, the first day I got a picture of some salad thing I think that Jody B was eating. I don't know what it was. It was pods and it was this and it was that. We're not going to talk about that. We want to talk about the three restaurants that you guys ate at. And that was Sebastian's, Waialulu, and Chico. So I want to hear about them because two of those restaurants I haven't been to. So I can't wait to hear about them, right? So we're going to start off. Let's just overall, when did you guys go to Disney?
Go ahead, Lindsey.
I don't remember. You have to go.
All right. We flew down on Monday, March 9th, 2026. So Lindsey flew home first from school, spent a day and a half at home so she could see her dog and her dad and her brother, I guess in that order. And then we flew out Monday morning.
All right. So like I said, guys, check the socials because Monday afternoon, I know you guys went to Flower and Garden and there's some great reviews there. So please check it and drop Lindsey a like for her reporting skills. But on Tuesday, you went to Sebastian's, which is over at the Caribbean Beach Resort, right? I remember it opened up a few years ago and people bragged about it. So let's talk about your experience, right? So what time did you guys go? It was a lunch or a dinner?
We went for dinner and it was around 6:30, I believe. That's when we went. So we had a whole day at Hollywood Studios and we just skylined over. We had a little stop at the Riv, but we came over to Caribbean Beach and
it was hot. It was really hot. We were both like,
we were sweating. Normally we take a mid-afternoon break and we didn't that day. So
but we started.
Our listeners want to know, was it a dry heat?
It's Florida. There's no such thing.
Oh, okay.
But we met our friends and friends of the podcast who have been on the show before, Jason and Veronica. And so they met us at Sebastian's and we had dinner with them. This is family style pre-selected meal. So you don't choose
Okay.
your menu items at Sebastian.
Hmm.
I will say something that was really cool for us is Lindsay and Jason and I had the regular, meal. Veronica had the vegetarian meal. So hers was a little bit different than ours. So Lindsay, why don't you talk about what we started with, those delicious,
We started
amazing.
with delicious like bread rolls, which were so good, and it came with like a citrusy butter and a salad, which was also very good. And yes, Jody B did eat the salad. And I think that was it for the start. I don't know if
Yeah.
we had any other appetizers. I don't think so.
Look,
So it
I've
came.
never met a roll I didn't like.
These were
I'll be
great.
honest.
These were like better than just great. They were amazing.
It came with a guava butter and an onion jam. Were the two.
Yeah.
Yeah. Both were really good. I like them both separately, but they were good.
Okay, and so it's coming off strong. Nice little
Yeah.
salad.
The salad
Nice
was
little
good.
bread.
Refreshing. It was really refreshing, wasn't it, Linz? The salad.
Yeah, it was refreshing.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me the main meals.
The platter came out and it had 4 different types of protein on it. Lindsay, do you remember what they were?
There was fish. I don't know
Mhm.
what type of fish.
Cod
There
that
was
night. They changed up.
there was steak,
Mm.
pork, maybe.
Mhm.
Was it pulled pork?
Yeah.
Pulled pork, and then I cannot. Chicken.
Chicken. Yeah. Some
Those
grilled
were the
You
4
had
different types of meat.
4 food groups on that. I mean,
Yeah,
literally.
quite
To me,
literally.
that's my 4 food groups.
And each meat had its own specific sauce that went with it that you could have with it, which was real. All of the sauces were phenomenal. They were all really good.
Okay.
And the steak was cut really, really thin, very thin. And
Yeah.
Jason and Lindsay and I kind of devoured it. And so our server brought us back an entire plate of nothing but just steak, because that's the thing that we ate.
Oh, so it's all you care to partake in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And let me say, it is bang for your buck.
Really?
It was so much food. We barely even finished like the platter. And it's all you care to enjoy, and it's a good price range for what it is. It's phenomenal.
And they take DVC discount there.
That's a big one, right? Everything helps when you're over there.
And there was a side dish of roasted vegetables and rice and beans. Those were really good. It was like a broccoli, sweet potato, something mixture.
Yeah.
And then Lindsay's favorite. What did they have for dessert, Linz?
They had a pineapple. Was it pineapple upside down cake? I don't think it was
Like a pineapple bread,
but it was a pineapple. It was really good.
Pineapple bread pudding?
Yeah.
With caramel sauce that I think is better than what you get at oh my gosh, what is the restaurant at the Poly? The one that in the morning has Lilo and Stitch.
Ohana.
Ohana.
Yeah, Ohana. I think this was better than Ohana bread pudding.
Whoa. Okay. So that might be fighting words it definitely be fighting words for John, because he worships the Poly. Wow, that actually sounds really good. I tell you. Okay, the roast potatoes, the vegetable, the salad. To me, that's all fillers. But the bread and all the meats. Oh yeah, I'll be happy.
And all you care to enjoy.
Oh yeah, I know. I enjoy a lot. So I would probably be like, hey, bring back some of that platter.
And Veronica really loved her vegetarian choices too. She had a mixture of 4 different items also and thought that they were delicious. And they, I guess, because they're local, they go there not fairly often, but it's one of their favorites. And I can see why, because I'm telling you, I thought the price point was really, really good for it. I'd highly recommend going there. And people said it used to be better before they did the family style. Well, I never went before they did the family style. This is all I know. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Okay. So, now did you make reservations 60 days in advance, or this is a last minute pickup? Is it hard to get there?
We did 60 days in advance for just Lindsay and I, and then we asked Jason and Veronica if they wanted to join us, and they said yes. So we changed it to 4 with really any problem at all. So there was plenty of availability. It was pretty packed though. So I don't think that you could do a walk up, but I mean maybe in a less busy time. But we had a reservation.
Yeah, I think I would always recommend a reservation, especially for Caribbean Beach. It is a huge resort, many buildings spread out, right? So, and I'm assuming this is in the main house,
Right by Cabana Banana.
Yeah, I would definitely get a reservation just because you never know what happens, especially after this review. All 6 of our listeners will probably love it. So, scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, you must go. Lindsey, you're our reporter. What would you give it?
I'd give it a 7. I thought it was really good. It was really good. I thought the meat was really good. The bread was really good, and the dessert was really good. The sides were all right. I didn't necessarily love them too terribly much. And I mean, I really loved the steak. The steak was fantastic. But I mean, I think it's definitely worth trying out, and I can see why our friends go as they're locals. I can see why they go often to it because it's really good for the price.
All right, now you heard it, guys. Lindsey gives you both sides, right? It's not just all positive. She gives you the news you can use. She also told you where they missed out, and that's probably the vegetables and stuff. And let's be honest, who wants those? Jody B, scale of 1 to 10. Can you be as fair and unbiased as Lindsey, our reporter? What would you give it?
Higher. I'm going to give it like an 8.5. I thought all the various meats were delicious. I thought the sides were delicious. But again, I thought the price point was phenomenal. And I've spent a lot more money. I mean, what I spent at GO82 for 3 drinks and 1 appetizer, I could have gone to Sebastian's with my family of 4 twice.
Wow.
And we would have all been food. So I just thought it was, I mean, totally different experiences, but I don't, our server was a little slow. Our server, like, that's the only thing I would say. I was, problematic, but I'm telling you, it was, I would absolutely go back, especially since our home resort is the Riviera and we could just walk over there. I'd go back.
Yeah. Being on the Skyliner because of course Riviera, but on top of that, to your point, the server being slow, was he slow or was it just being part of the laid back island vibes where they don't rush stuff? I mean, he could have been in character.
Maybe.
We don't know, right?
We'll never know.
We'll just say that it's definitely a must to try. And we may have to revisit this again when we go back for marathon weekend. And I have to go run. So anyway, so that's Tuesday in a nutshell. Now we're going to jump over to Wednesday. Why? Because it's the day after Tuesday. You guys went to Waialulu. I have no idea where this is. I'll be honest, never heard of it. So, yes, I'm like Gene on this one. Totally just lost.
All right, Lindsey, where was it?
Where is it?
It was at the Polynesian, which is my favorite resort on Disney property. It always has been since I was a kid.
Whoa, that's you and John. You guys are just like twins.
Well, Lilo and Stitch is my favorite Disney movie, so I had to love. And that was the first resort we stayed at on my very first Disney trip. So I have like a special, and I love Dole Whip and pineapple. So it's perfect for me. It's perfect.
I mean, it all blends in. So okay, so is that the Poly? Where at the Poly? Because I know it's not the main house, is it?
Yeah.
Not the ceremonial house. Where is it?
In the new tower.
Oh, okay. So this is the bar I've been hearing about, a burger that everybody talks about. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm excited. So you guys went on Wednesday. Was it lunch or dinner?
It was for dinner.
Yeah. Okay, good deal. So you get there. Tell me about the experience. I mean, I've seen pictures. That tower looks beautiful. You get there. Tell me about it. What did you guys get for appetizers?
We didn't get any appetizers, but we were sat outside. I got a fun pog juice because I love that. And neither of us got the burger, unfortunately. We should have because everyone raves about it, but we saw other stuff on the menu that we wanted to try, so.
Okay, that's okay. I mean, look, there's so many reviews of the burger. You're our reporter, so you got to try something different because, I mean, look, people want to know what other things they have besides the burger. What if somebody doesn't like burgers? I mean, I don't know those people. I'm sure they're out there somewhere. I don't know, but you may have somebody that doesn't like a burger. So what did you guys get? Lindsey, what did you order for your main meal? So
I got the poke bowl, which it had tuna and now I'm blanking. It had rice. What else did it have? It had like
Edamame.
cucumbers, edamame, like just a bunch of different vegetables, and it was so fresh. The sauce was like a little spicy, but not too terribly spicy. It was so good. It tasted like a poke bowl from Hawaii, if I'm being honest. It was so good. I almost finished all of it, but it was a big portion, so
Really big. Both the
Oh,
yeah.
portions, I would say, the portions were gigantic. That's why I'm glad we didn't get an appetizer because there's no way we would have been able to,
Mhm.
when it's just two of you, it's a little harder when there's like
yeah.
a group of 4 or 6 or whatever. But yeah, I debated the burger. I've heard great things about it, but I really wasn't in a burger mood that night because it was also hot again that night. And I don't know, just didn't sound good.
I mean,
So
heavy food when it's and there's a lot of food and it's hot. I understand that's kind of. So what did you go with then?
I went with the fresh catch fish, which Molly and her twins and her husband, that's what they ordered, which that episode's coming up. So spoiler alert, that's what they ordered. But they recommended it and said it was really delicious. And it was in like this like green curry sauce.
Mhm.
I don't even remember what fish it was. It was like a light white fish, kind of not halibut, but anyway. And it had it was really yummy. And he brought me out a spoon because the sauce was so delicious, which was the right call because you really wanted to eat all that. I wish there was like good crusty bread to dip into it because it was a great curry sauce. So,
Oh,
but it was a huge portion. There were 2 really big pieces of fish. Like Lindsay and I could have easily split that or her poke bowl.
Yeah.
The portions were gigantic.
Mhm.
mm. I'm sure it was a sustainable fish.
I'm sure it was.
Mhm,
Sure it
mhm.
was.
But it was good, right? So it's okay. Any desserts?
None that we ordered, but they brought because it was my birthday. I had my birthday pin. Well, it wasn't my actual birthday, but we were celebrating because at Disney you must celebrate the entire week of your birthday. They had my
Close to
birthday pin, so they brought me out a cupcake. The cupcake was it was interesting. It was definitely been in the refrigerator for a long time because when they had like a chocolate candle on top, it wasn't a real one, but when I went to take the chocolate candle off to eat it, the entire icing came off. So
It's
I
been
mean,
around.
it was still good. I still ate it. So
Yeah, I think that's but that's not a good sign. It may have been like you said in there. I'm sure it was just it wasn't Disney fault. It probably was like hidden behind something. That's what it
yeah.
probably was. Yeah.
My only warning with that place is we did eat outside and there
Mhm.
were bees and I have a bee allergy and there was a bee that was around us quite a bit. So if you're worried about that, I've heard, I don't know if this is true, I could be spreading false rumors, but I heard that there's a beehive area on the roof of that the new tower. Not sure if that's true or not, but I think I would have maybe asked to, even though it was beautiful outside, either be sat inside or made sure I had my EpiPen ready because the the bee ended up in Lindsay's poke bowl by the end of the night, which we were finished eating at that point in time. But he was having a little dinner himself, which is listen, I'm all for bees and pollination, all that stuff. But when you're allergic, it kind of had me on little high anxiety for a little while.
I totally understand that, especially without having your pen. But kudos to Lindsay for sharing, right? Sharing is caring, and we do like the environment. So,
Mhm.
scale of 1 to 10. We didn't get the burger, but that's okay. We got some other stuff that was equally good. Lindsay, poke bowl, tuna, cucumbers, edamame, all that stuff. What would you give it?
I would give it a 9.
Whoa!
Genuinely, it was so good. The food was it was refreshing. It was good. I don't know if I was just like craving it all week or what, but I was like it was just so good. I mean, I liked being outside. Obviously, it was different for mom, but I liked being outside. It had great views, and I just loved the poly. So that's a little bit of bias in my answer, but we didn't have anything that was really necessarily bad except for the cupcake. But again, we didn't order that, so
Yeah, I mean, but 9 is really strong, and it must be good because even the bee wanted some.
mhm.
Jody B, you had the sustainable fish.
Mhm. I
Scale
would
1 to 10. What would you give it?
I'd give it probably an 8. My fish was cooked great. The curry to me needed I make curry at home. It needed a little more heat or kick to it. It was a little I
I
would have
agree with that. Yeah.
I would have added a little bit more umph to it. I know Disney doesn't like to spice things up very much, but I think it could have had a little more depth of flavor into it for a curry, when that's kind of the main thing of it. So I'd give it an 8. I
Well, I mean,
love
let's be honest.
it. Was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're not sneezing, it's not seasoned.
I-
So, hey, that's what I say. Okay, so let me ask you this, though. This is a little sidebar. I'm sure you took the monorail over to the. Did you? Or how did you get there?
I took the monorail. I did.
No,
She
okay,
had
we
the Uber.
We were at Animal Kingdom Lodge, Kidani. There was a mix-up. Lindsay was at Jumbo. She got on the bus. I thought the bus was coming to me. It didn't. So she had left. The next bus wasn't coming for like 20 minutes. So I panicked and got a lift on heading to.
We
Anyway,
were rushing to dinner.
he was on the bus. She did bus to monorail. I did lift. Not on purpose. We were not supposed to be separated. This was not how it was supposed to go. So.
Okay. That's a whole nother interesting story. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Okay, Lindsay, so this is going to go back to you because one of the things of you talk about that the tower isn't connected to the monorail. So how long is the walk from the monorail drop-off point to the tower?
It's definitely a little further than I expected because it's not connected to like the main part of the Poly. So it was definitely a little bit further than I expected, but it wasn't like, I mean, I was speed walking, but it was like maybe a 3-minute walk, if that.
Okay, so speed walking 3 minutes. Okay.
Maybe 2 minutes speed walking.
I think normal people would have taken him a lot longer. We were both like panic walking.
But Jody just naturally walks fast. I mean, be honest with you, she naturally.
She does. She does.
Those short little legs.
So okay, because I actually we have a little chat and we're going back and forth of places to stay. I have a stay coming up in August, and I got a room at the tower, and it makes you wonder, like, and the reason why I'm asking these questions is because number one, the monorail piece, like how packed the monorail gets, coming from, say, after the fireworks coming from Epcot, right? So questions like that, and how many monorails you have to take and all that. So I'm going to stay there just to do research for the podcast, right? And the burger that I'm going to eat at while I'm moving. But still, other than that, that's why I asked. So thank you for that. All right. So that was Wednesday. Now we're going to go to Thursday, which is Chico night.
Yes.
Yeah, this was our signature dinner.
Yes, it is. Where is Chico? Let's tell everybody.
Chico is in Animal Kingdom Lodge in Jumbo House. Luckily, there's a shuttle bus that we did not know existed until later in the week. But there's a shuttle bus that takes you from Kidani to Jumbo, so you don't have to walk. We had been walking it, but it was pouring rain. So luckily, we got on the shuttle bus. So Chico is next to Boma on the same floor of Jumbo. So if you go left to Boma and right to Chico, it is a signature restaurant, and it has been 10 years since we have eaten there. It was my 40th birthday the last time we ate there. So
wow,
it's been a while.
Yeah. First off, I love Animal Kingdom Lodge. That is my resort. So the restaurant, to me, the restaurants there, Boma, Chico, Sanaa, even the quick service, love them all.
Great. Yeah,
love them all, right? I mean, so I think it's, if you got to say, hey, what place to stay that has the most, if you want to just do a staycation where you can have great meals and it has a savannah, it's Animal Kingdom.
It's got so much, yeah.
Yeah, there's so much to offer. And it just went through a refurb. So we need to, I know we're talking about the restaurants, but hey guys, Lindsay gave us a great review of the room. If you want to see how the room is on our Instagram. So go see it. Just had a review. Love the carpet. Love how they brighten up a little bit. Please go take a look at that review. You'll see how great those rooms are now. So, but anyway, we're talking about Chico. It's been a while since you've been there. Tell me about your experience.
It looked pretty much the same as far as I can remember. It was still like, it's a signature restaurant, so it was very nice. Our server was very friendly. He was very nice. And we went with our friend. And
Beth.
we went with our friend Beth. And it was good. Like, we were sat in a booth, which was nice, kind of close to like the fire. What is it called? Like
the pizza oven.
Yeah, the pizza oven, which was pretty cool to see that. So
yeah. So okay, so dining wise, I mean, you order individual. It's not like all you care to enjoy or anything like that. So what did you guys get? Did you start off with an appetizer or?
We did. So for me, one of the reasons why I love going to Jico is the wine list, because South African wines are really amazing. My dad used to travel to South Africa quite a bit for work, and he would stay at vineyards and get to know the vineyards really well, and would bring back a lot of wine from South Africa. So I have been exposed to South African wine for a long time, and I always have a great appreciation for it. So their wine list there is amazing. They don't have a sommelier on hand, but our server was really well informed. So we were looking at the wild boar appetizer, which is kind of famous there and everybody talks about it. But we were all three leaning towards like a red meat entree. And so I didn't want to do kind of a wild boar and a meat, a heavy red meat entree too. Mm-hmm. So we went with his recommendation and went with the it was like a duck confit flatbread with a hot honey drizzle with some arugula. And they made it right there in the pizza oven fire pit thing that we were watching. And he did a wine pairing for me with that appetizer, which was phenomenal. So it was really, really good.
Sounds excellent.
Yeah.
All right. So you want to mix it up. You don't want all that red meat. Got a little duck. Main meal though, main dish. Lindsey, what did you get?
I got the filet, which was absolutely amazing. The sauce was delicious. It was to die for. The vegetables, I wish they had broccoli, because the vegetables they gave me were like mushrooms, onions, and tomatoes, which was an odd, but it's okay because the filet was outstanding, and it came with the side of their famous 3-cheese mac and cheese, which was also so good. And I'm not the biggest mac and cheese, 4-cheese mac and cheese.
Out of cheese.
And I'm not the biggest mac
you
and
can't forget
cheese
that extra cheese makes a big difference. I mean, 3 is good, but 4 is
four is where it's like that's the signature thing. But I'm not like the biggest mac and cheese fan, so the fact that I like ate the entire thing, no crumbs left, was kind of shocking.
I went to go take a bite of hers to try it, and there was nothing to take a bite of.
So, I mean, you lose, Jody B.
Yeah,
I mean, now Lindsey did this for the review. I mean, she did it for the podcast.
I did get a bite of her steak, and I'm telling you, it was very, very good filet. The
delicious steak.
Great. It's really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, good deal. Jody B, please tell me you did not get a salad.
I did not get a salad.
Okay.
I was stuck between the short ribs and the lamb, and our server. We went back and forth, but he said the short ribs were so popular, they took them off the menu for a holiday offering of some point, and people like threw a conniption fit because it has such a huge following. So he said, I would recommend the short ribs. Well, I ordered the short ribs as is, which came with a chickpea spicy kind of base below it, which I thought paired perfectly with the short rib. Beth ordered the same thing, but she chose to have it with the 4-cheese mac and cheese instead, which she also thought was great. It was a huge portion. I was able to take half of it back with me, and I ate the other half for lunch the next day. Like it was really big.
Look, I'm not going to complain about having a big serving. And the fact that you're right there at your resort where you stayed, you went in there, just threw it in the refrigerator. Next day, just pop it in the microwave, and there you go. The fact that you can eat it the next day and it's still good, that says something.
Oh, it was so good. So good. Our server was great. He also did, there was a wine pair. So they made wine pairing suggestions on the menu, but I had said to him, like, hey, do you have anything a little bit more interesting, a little more unique than what the typical pairing is? And he brought me out a special glass to go with the short ribs, and it was delicious. So I just, talk to your servers. Like Beth changed her side, I changed my wine up. Like, talk to your servers. They're going to work with you, especially at the signature restaurants.
Yeah, they will. Any desserts? So you guys were
we
full.
We did get one.
Oh, you did?
Well, I got a special birthday one, which was like a tiny little like triangular chocolate mousse, which was good. But then we got another dessert, and I cannot for the life of me remember what it was.
See, that's why the camera must always eat first. You take a picture of that thing, and then you can go back and reference. But that's okay, Lindsey, because you were eating around the world.
Oh, it was the nest egg thing, Lindsey. Remember it had
Oh yeah, I remember that.
bird's nest. It had like a, I don't know, like a bread
I
pudding
was so full, I barely remember even taking a couple bites of that.
nest, and then an ice cream, like an ice cream, and then a chocolate bird on the top. It was delicious. I'll put a picture in the show notes when this drops.
See, Jody B let the camera eat first. That's what it's about. That's skill right there. That's skill. All right.
Yeah.
So, Chico, signature restaurants. Been a while since you've been there. You're coming off of some really good food at Waialulu, but this is a whole different experience. What would you give Chico on a scale of 1 to 10?
I would give it a 9 still, because despite I didn't love the appetizer, but I don't like duck, so that is just completely on me. That's not, I can't knock points for that. But like the only thing I would knock points for was the vegetables that came with my dish. But other than that, it was so good. I mean, it was just delicious food. Like totally worth trying if that's in your budget. It's totally worth it.
Hey, that's a great review. And like you, the vegetable piece, tomatoes, I'm like, huh? Well, but still, okay. That's a filler. I usually don't eat those. Jody B, what would you give it?
I would also give it a 9. I think there's so many amazing signature restaurants at Walt Disney World. I thought it was delicious. I love the ambiance there. I love all the wine racks. I mean, I could sit in there and just have little appetizers and wine pairings and be perfectly happy too. But I thought her server was great. I really enjoyed it. I would absolutely. The problem is, like you were saying, Lonnie, there are so many good restaurants at Animal Kingdom Lodge. Picking out of those selections is kind of difficult.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I'm glad we went back. It was a 10-year hiatus. I'm glad we tried it again.
Mm-hmm.
Look, you want a buffet, you go next door to Boma. They're great as well. Fantastic. You want signature, sit down a little bit fancier, you go to Chico. Or you just go right over and grab the quick service, Mara, which is pretty good as well. Their chicken tenders are especially good. I don't know why. But look, great restaurants, but you guys did something special on Wednesday that you didn't mention. So for our kids that are listening, our kitty ducks, you may want to turn this portion off, and the parents may turn it off as well, because you guys did something very special for Lindsay's birthday on Wednesday. What was that?
We did the Keys to the Kingdom tour at Magic Kingdom, which is a behind the scenes, backstage, just like fact explosion tour of Magic Kingdom. So that was the most insane, amazing birthday gift ever.
Okay. So I can't wait to hear about it. A couple of quick facts. Keys to the Kingdom, awesome tour. Not probably for kids, because you're getting a little taste of the magic behind the scenes.
I think you have to be 16 and older to even go on it. They check your ID before you go. So
well, good. I mean, look, I probably can't go in it now because I don't want to spoil the magic for me. But so tell us about it. You get there, you check in. Where do you have to go to actually meet your tour guide?
Go, Lynn.
Do you want to go? So we got there around like 8 a.m. and our tour was at 8:30. So we checked in around like 8:20, and we went into Tony's Town Square, but we kind of went into the area that's like, it's not like a gift shop. It was like a little seating area, I guess. It wasn't in the restaurant though, but we went over, we checked in. Yeah, we went over, we checked in. They gave us like, this sound, like this radio headpiece system that we had to like clip onto our ears, because our tour guide was talking into a microphone so we could hear her, because obviously you're walking around the park, it's very loud. And they checked us in, they gave us like a name tag that we could access backstage passes with, and then they also gave us free bottles of water, which was very nice and much needed.
Those things weren't free.
Okay, maybe not free, but
you paid
included bottles of water.
Included with tour. Okay, we'll go.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's also where you make your lunch selection for the day. So there's a menu there, and you tell them what you want for lunch. We were lucky our tour was going to Columbia Harbor House, which is one of Lindsey and I tend to eat there anyway. So we were totally happy with that. It wasn't the full menu selection. There were almost the full menu selection, but even for people who don't like seafood, I don't want you to freak out. They had chicken tenders, they had stuff like that too. So we both got the lobster roll because that's what
Our
you
favorite.
I mean, that's what it's there for. I mean, let's be honest. I mean,
Yeah.
you go there. That's why you go to Columbia Harbor House for.
So
that is what that is.
So that's
Okay.
how they time it out. That they knew, like they took your order there, so that's not wasting your time on the tour. So it was ready for you halfway through the tour.
Okay, so the tour is all day.
It's until 1:30. It's a 5 hour. It's a 5 hour walking tour, and let me tell you, we were tired. Our feet were kind of hurting, our legs were hurting because it's just a lot of walking and standing in one spot. You're not really sitting down much. So we were definitely sore by the end of it, which was crazy because it's not like we were like speed walking through the parks. Like it's nice and leisure. Like it's definitely like it still hurt though.
I think the standing was worse than the walking because you're doing a lot of standing. Something to be consider if there's mobility issues or anything like that. We did have a person on our tour who was in a wheelchair and was able to do the entire tour perfectly fine. But I would think that if standing for a long period of time would bother you, you want to take that into consideration. This is also a tour where you don't want to look cute. You want to have your good, comfy shoes on because you're going to be walking a lot and standing a lot. So
okay, so got it. Leave my heels at home. Got it.
Leave the heels at home. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I guess it's a combination of walking around Magic Kingdom, and then can we talk about some of the backstage stuff? Some interesting facts.
Yeah, so again, spoiler alert. So if you don't want to hear about any of this, that's why we did the food reviews first. You can stop listening because I don't want to ruin anything for people. But if you are interested, please keep listening. So again, we started at 8:30. We met our tour guide right there at Tony's. She got started. We were able to hear her because with the earpieces. Her name was Gwen. She was great. She had done the DCP and then had stayed on. She worked in customer service at the Magic Kingdom. So I'm sure she's been around the block. She's dealt with all sorts of people. So she started us. We started walking towards Main Street. We did a couple of minutes, a lot of talking about Walt and Roy, a lot of talking about Roy. Don't you think, Lindsey? More?
Yeah, it was a lot. It was definitely a lot about the two brothers, especially while we were on Main Street. I feel like most of the tour took place on Main Street. We didn't even step foot in Tomorrowland. I just like to point that out there. We didn't go into Tomorrowland once. But each tour is like semi-different, and the tour guides can choose really what they want to focus on. So if you have a tour guide who's really, really interested in like attractions, they'll definitely focus more on like the behind the scenes of that. Or one that's really focused on entertainment, they'll obviously shed more light onto the entertainment aspect. So each tour is like pretty unique like that because they can kind of like change it up, talk about things that they really want to talk about.
We learned a lot about the names of the people that are, on the second floor on Main Street and who they were and what the importance of them. One that we really thought was cool, so this is a spoiler alert, that Roy Disney, when he was buying a bunch of the property in Florida, he didn't want people to know that he was part of Disney. So he used the name Roy Davis because he had a lot of monogrammed pieces of luggage and clothing. And so he wanted the same initials. So he was visiting under the name of Roy Davis. So there's actually a window in Main Street that says Roy Davis, Roy Disney. So that was pretty cool to learn. After we went down Main Street, we took a left. And by the way, they do also have 3 bathroom breaks on this tour that they schedule in. So just in case someone needs to know that. But after our first bathroom break over by
Crystal Palace,
we went behind the scenes there. So if you're going down Main Street and you're looking at the Emporium on your left, we're kind of behind the Emporium.
Okay.
I've never been on that side. I've been on the right side behind Main Street, when you go to the special ticket events, but I've never been on the left side before. So, Lindsay, you want to talk about what we saw happening there?
So the cool thing about that area was they open that side of Main Street sometimes when like the crowds are insanely busy and they can kind of filter them out back that area. So they painted the back sides of these buildings like kind of the same as the front side almost, like to make it look like you're kind of still on Main Street even though you're backstage. So there's like painted, like it would definitely, you could tell it was definitely painted, but it was cool that they like put that into consideration.
Yes.
And because we were right next to the Jungle Cruise, so like right to our right was a dock and like the backstage of Jungle Cruise, there was like probably 10, 15 extra boats at this dock area and so many skippers walking around going to and from their shifts. I think we saw like the most skippers ever, and they take like this long like path on the docks to get to the Jungle Cruise. So they actually enter through the Crystal Palace area.
Wow, that's far. You guys saw the back side of water.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, way back.
Yep.
And then we got to see the Dapper Dans back there. They didn't like talk to us, but we saw them getting ready to go perform on Main Street. And this is the first time that we saw entertainment cast members. And we learned that entertainment cast members walk around when they're getting to their area, where their dressing room area. They are in what we call pajamas. So it's a gray t-shirt or like crew neck or something and black sweatpants or shorts, and they definitely look like pajamas or sleepwear. Like they don't look all dressed up and dolled up, and they're carrying this like black suitcase with them.
Big.
Oh, their stuff.
Yeah, a roller bag it's take your biggest suitcase and make it twice as wide. And it was big. It was probably, I don't know, like a 4x4 maybe, Lindsay. It was pretty big. So
it was, yeah. So we saw a bunch of entertainment cast members coming from the utilidors, which if you don't know what the utilidors are, they're the tunnels under Magic Kingdom. It's how the Magic Kingdom cast members get from place to place in different lands without being seen by the public. Because when you're seen by the guests, you're technically labeled as on stage. Because, what happens in Magic Kingdom is it's a big show. You're performing your cast members. And then what happens backstage or in the utilidors, that's backstage. Yeah, you're not performing, you're resting, you're going in between different like sets. So they were getting from one place to another. They were backstage, and we saw a bunch of them going to their dressing room because it was almost time for the cavalcade, and we had to guess that that's probably what they were getting ready for.
I think one of the coolest things that we learned was there were these two big white white stripes, kind of close to the fire station up front. And she was telling us that's the all clear zone. That, when you watch the parade, let's say you're watching the 3:00 parade, the Fantasia Festival parade, there's a certain spot that they exactly know that no guest can possibly see after that white line. So the performers have to keep performing, even though they've already walked backstage, until they get to that white line. And once they cross over that white line, they can stop pirouetting or whatever their, dance performance may be. But they have to perform the entire time until they get to that specific white line. And what she said, they call it, what did she call it? The zombie line, Lindsay? Is that what she said it was?
I don't remember what she called it, but she was saying it was so funny watching them cross over because you're really tired that's a very hard job to do. Just being a performer in general like that, it's very hard to do. So obviously the second you cross that line, you're probably like, oh, okay.
Especially
you take a deep breath.
Especially if you've been dancing around, like you said, and you have one of those costumes on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool.
You said it was hot too, so that's even more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after that backstage area, then we got to actually go ride on the.
We went on the Jungle Cruise, but what was cool about that was we got our own personal boat, and our tour guide was actually our skipper, but she wasn't telling jokes or anything. She was just giving facts about it, but we couldn't really hear that well We were in the very, very back of the boat. She was in the very front. So
Yeah, I want some jokes when I get on Jungle Cruise. I don't want some
yeah.
facts.
But this is interesting. We learned like that Walt actually went on a expedition and was sent by the government to go on this expedition. That's where he came up with all these ideas. He wanted to bring some of that. He actually wanted to have live animals in his Skipper Cruise tour, and his Imagineers were like, "Well, so maybe that's not going to work so well." I guess his brother also was like, "And the cost of that." So, but it was cool to hear the backstory, like the factual history of that. So that was neat. And then after Jungle
We
Cruise,
kind of just walked through Adventureland. We stopped at the Tiki Room, which cool little fun fact about the Tiki Room. If you know like the building, the structure on the outside, it looks like it's straw or like what is it, like hay? It's actually not. It's metal. Or not metal, it's aluminum. So if you're tall enough to touch it, you'll definitely be able to tell that it is not straw.
See, magic.
Yeah, magic. And then we walked over to Pirates. We talked a little bit over at Pirates, and this is a really cool fact from Pirates if you want to share, Mom.
This is really cool. So Pirates was in Disneyland, and they weren't planning on putting it in Disney World. And then when they opened the park in Disney World, everyone was like, "Well, where's that Pirates ride? We all want to be on that Pirates ride." And so they were like, "Gosh, I guess we better put it here. But where are we going to put it? We don't have the space." Because the train was going all the way around Disney World. So what they did is they made the front part of the queue for Pirates in front of the train tracks, and then you go down that drop in Pirates, and when you go down that drop, you go underneath the train tracks, and you're actually on the other side of the train tracks there.
I'd have never known. Disney Imagineering, I tell you, it's great.
I know.
It's crazy. And that's why you take the little escalator back up at the end.
That's why you take the escalator up. Oh, makes sense.
Yeah. So that was cool. Then after Pirates, we started walking through.
We walked through Frontierland, but now there's a lot of construction.
We went
through Frontierland first. There was a lot of construction though, so I think we spent like maybe 5 minutes in Frontierland. Because as you know, they're making a bunch of magic over there, a lot of new exciting attractions and Imagineering happening in Frontierland. And then we headed over to Liberty Square, and that's when we stopped for lunch at Columbia Harbor House. It was about 11 o'clock-ish.
11 or 11.
Yeah, and so we stopped. They gave us 30 minutes to eat. It was really good.
And they had
they had it prepared.
Yeah. So you were like, yeah.
Say it again, Jody.
You had a name tag sitting there with your lunch tray in front of you. So they was all sitting there ready for you to go. So you weren't waiting on any line. And it was a private area just for us. There was nobody else up there. So it was all, and we ended up sitting with these two lovely ladies who are Run Disney people. So that was super fun for Lindsay and I. We got to talk to Run, peace out to the Run Disney fans. So that was cool.
And then we spent a little bit of time in Liberty Square. We went over to the
Let's talk about the cavalcade, Lindsay, and what we learned.
That's what we were doing over at Liberty Square. We went over to the tree, the Liberty tree, which has the 13 flags around it, and then the 13 lanterns in it to represent the original 13 colonies. And each flag is actually, if you look at it, it's the flag for one of the colonies. And then she was talking about the cavalcades and the parades as they go by. And you can talk about this, Mom, because I don't remember specifically what shops they are, but it's a pretty cool fact.
Okay, this was really cool. So when the parades come by, the music starts when the parade gets a little closer to you, right? So what she shared with us and showed us is the old Christmas tree shop, and then above, like on the corner of the presidents, the windows open, the top windows open, and the speakers come out, and that's where the music happens. So if you look at the old Christmas tree shop, there's two windows with wreaths on them. Those are two windows that open, and the music plays, and then when the parade's over, the windows close.
So they automatically go up, and the speakers
it tracks when the parade is close enough. Like once it reaches a spot, the GPS notifies and it lifts up, and it's really cool to watch.
Wow.
That was kind of cool.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we got to watch the Adventure Friends cavalcade, and then we headed over to the other side of Liberty Square over by Haunted Mansion, and she was like, "Do you guys want to ride Haunted Mansion?" We were
Yes.
like, yes, we do.
Mhm.
So we went through the back exit of Haunted Mansion, and there's a little door. So if you're exiting Haunted Mansion, to your like almost right when you get outside to your right, there's a door for cast members only. And we got let through that door, and it was just like a hallway, but it was definitely still themed for the Haunted Mansion because it was dark and
there were like keys to rooms and bell to ring for the, like they used to do in the old days where they would ring up for the bell, the butler and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was really cool.
The hallway, the hallway took you right out to the stretching rooms, and we had just the entire like Haunted Mansion stretching room area kind of to ourselves. We got to ride the ride, and that was really fun and like a nice little relaxing break, especially after lunch.
Wow. So this sounds like it was fantastic, actually. Something that you definitely want to try.
Oh, so we barely spent any time in Fantasyland or Tomorrowland, but what time we did spend in Fantasyland, we were not on the main level. We were under Fantasyland, so we went over by what is it? Is it Friar's Nook?
Yeah.
We went in between the Winnie the Pooh ride and Friar's Nook. There's a door, and we walked through this like backstage door, and then you get to the staircase, and you walk down the staircase. It's called the Winnie the Pooh staircase, because it's right next to the Winnie the Pooh ride, and it took you right to the Utilidors. And so we were under Magic Kingdom, which is actually the ground floor. Magic Kingdom is built up a level. So we were actually on the ground floor, but it was so cool. We saw a bunch of cast members just like walking. They were on their breaks. Some of them were walking to get like to clock in, to leave. Like it was busy. There was a lot of people down there. It was very busy. And we were kind of walking and talking. Definitely, we talked some stuff about Walt because they had a bunch of pictures of Walt and Roy down in the Utilidors. We learned more history about the creation of Walt Disney World and the two brothers. But as we were walking, we walked through the costuming department, which we had to be quiet and not, obviously, no photos or videos of any of this.
No, you can't use no camera.
But when we were walking through the costuming department, we got to see people sewing different costumes that were broken or touching them up. A lot of costumes being hung up, like, it's a dressing room. So it was very, very cool to see. I mean, the second we walked out, we saw Miss Cinderella's dress. She must have been taking a little snooze after the ball, and her dress was laying out probably to be cleaned by the mice or whatever. And it was very big and very cool to see.
There were
like up close.
Probably 10 seamstresses working when we were there.
It was so quiet too. Like we didn't even talk.
No, you can't make any noise there. That's a very special place.
Well, and they're working. Like they're and the rule was you're not allowed to talk to a cast member unless they engage with you. So if they wave at you,
their breaks.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. Like that was neat to see. And they were saying, costumes can get ripped or dirty, or a kid with syrup hugs you and it gets sticky and it needs to get clean. So
and we passed a gym where I guess entertainment cast members, or I mean probably any cast members, but mainly entertainment cast members can use to work out or stretch before or after performances.
Because you got to get buff.
Yeah. Oh,
that's what Gaston
definitely passed. Yes, we definitely passed a young lady who looked like she hung out with Miss Tiana, and we confirmed that she did hang out with Miss Tiana, and she had insane back muscles. She was definitely getting those gains. Proud of her.
Look, hey, capital gains. That's what it's about.
So. And then the coolest part of the entire tour, for me at least, I'm sure for was when we were standing. I'm not sure what specifically we were talking about, because I was just in awe looking around at all the cast members walking by, and I looked up because there was a little balcony above where our tour guide was, and I looked up and I noticed some red hair. I was like, who could this be? And then the person moved, and it was Miss Ariel, and Ariel was completely dressed head to toe in her princess outfit and her ball gown, and she was obviously backstage. She was engaging with us and talking to us, but not as a usual princess like that you would see on stage would. Like she was funny. She was really funny. She was like, you want to swap spots with us? Like, you guys can go up to Cinderella's royal table. All you have to know is Flounder, Dinglehopper, and Merfolk. You guys got this. She was very funny.
And she was hanging out with Lindsay's favorite person.
Yes. Then a different princess came along, but she was only in her shoes and her beautiful long gold hair. But she was in like just normal clothes, like her pajamas, if you will. Miss Rapunzel was there, and again, they're on their breaks. They're normal people, just like you and I. They just have a really cool job, and obviously, hanging out with the character is just the coolest job ever. But they wanted to interact with us, and they got to talk with us, and they have these tours daily, and they probably see a bunch of these people go by. And it was just really cool to see, like, wow, you're
normal.
You're normal. You just have a really fantastic job. And it was cool. And even though they were on their break and out of character, you could still tell how in character they were, you know? Like, you could look at them and be like, you are so Rapunzel and you are so Ariel. Like, your performance is just, that's so what it is.
Well, good deal. I'm glad you guys had a great time. Sounds like it was a great birthday present for you. So thanks for sharing.
I wouldn't recommend it for a first timer, but like if you've been to the parks for a couple times and you're of the age and you're curious about the backstage stuff, I would definitely recommend it. Our tour guide was great.
So cool. And so many fun facts. And like, again, like the opportunity of just being able to go backstage and like interact with like, not even just like entertainment cast members, but any cast member. Like we found out that the Casey's Corner kitchen is actually in the Utilidors. It's not even in Casey's Corner because they don't have enough room. Like interacting with any of the cast members, merchandise, food and beverage, like any of them. It's just so cool to hear about their job because that's just so fascinating. Everyone there has such a cool, magical job, and we love hearing about it and seeing like the behind the scenes facts.
Good deal. Well, thank you for sharing. And ladies, we're going to transition to what some say is the best part of the show, which is quacking up with the ducks. So, Lindsay, can you quack us up?
I can find my joke. My joke actually got into the Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor show, so I think that this is a pretty good one if Mike Wazowski himself brought it in. But what I wrote was, how does Luke Skywalker get through the forest?
I don't know.
Ewoks.
Hilarious. That's a good one. I'm sure you got a lot of energy from that one.
Oh yeah.
Jody B, can you quack us up?
Well, we did a couple restaurant reviews, so I was thinking about restaurants. So, why did the restaurant owner break up with the chef?
I don't know.
They had too many beefs.
That's funny.
All right, Lonnie G, your turn.
Well, I don't have a joke, but the other day I was driving by a prison and I saw a dwarf actually climbing down the prison wall. And I thought to myself, that's a little condescending. Lindsay, Jody B, thank you guys so much for sharing your adventures with us today. And I'm glad you had a great time. Guys, if you love what you hear, go ahead and just feel free to jump on the socials. If you have any questions about the tour or restaurants, give Jody B and Lindsay a shout out, and I'm sure they'll answer. And as I always say at this time, Kwaharini.
Bye, friends.
Bye.
They were making googly eyes at her, Lonnie.
No, they weren't.
Not googly eyes.
They were. They were too.